Hello, hello.
Oh my god. Yep. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done it. Literal NPC dialogue? Absolutely. That's what these people do.
You always know you're going to be getting heroism, which leaves us with restoration. Here's something along the lines of what you will be looking at. The build depends on what kind of group you're going to be in, of course. If you're not in a melee group, you don't need these extra tone talents in the enhancement tree, and you can just put more points into restoration instead. When it comes to restoration, if you've been playing it in Classic, I can safely say you know most of what's up in TBC. I'd like to introduce you to your new best friend. They're called Chain Heal. Chain Heal is, yeah, it's really good. It gets even better now through talents as well. You've got Earth Shield, which is a solid upkeep buff. Remember to keep it on your tanks or a fellow caster or healer who could benefit from the spell, not by protection in some cases. For real though, raids often have multiple restoration shamans because they are so strong, and they bring heroism, of course, once again. If it's anything to go by how constantly high the demand is for restoration shamans on the Horde side in Classic at the moment, I think we can take that by 2, and that's what it's going to look like in TBC. In fact, I'd say Restoration Shaman will be the most desired spec class combo in the entire game. So then, PvE-wise, we are looking in a...
Guess I'll dual spec.
Coin is worth and where I got it from. It has a market...
Shut the fuck up, you bitch.
Strong position overall. Is it the same story in PvP? No, not entirely, no. So, you may have noticed in the videos so far, I haven't talked about 5 versus 5 in arenas at all. They do exist in TBC, they're even a good way to cap out your points for the week, but in terms of a frequently run competitive format, no, I don't expect them to be that. The 5s bracket was totally removed at the start of Legion, and it went quietly into the night. For the longest time, it's been considered a more for-fun mode rather than something competitive, and I bet the number of 5s starting in TBC compared to 2s or 3s would just be such a massive difference. You can still get titles and gear from it though, so I've no doubt they will still be run. But why is Shaman the first time I'm choosing to bring up 5s in Arena? Well, let's have a look at Elemental in PvP as a case in point. You may have noticed so far with basically every other class that's very highly represented in Arena PvP is they can do all the stuff their class is good at doing instantly. Rogues, Warlocks, even Frost Mages to an extent. For Elemental to do damage, it needs to cast. And casting with a rogue in your face and pillars is a big problem. Now, early in TBC with next to no resilience, I bet they could find a good few run it down burst comps, but as the expansion goes on, they're gonna start to really fall off. Here is an example spec, pretty much packing all the talents possible into burst and praying to the RNG gods that lightning overload procs when it needs to. Even still, resilience reducing damage from crits will start to hurt builds like this. Did I mention if shamans get interrupted on nature, they can only cast flame or frost shock? What made this spec so great in Classic is there was pretty much zero burst protection whatsoever, as well as most of PvP encounters being open battlefields. And both of those are being taken away from Elemental now. Also, Elemental Mastery just gets straight up nerfed in 2.3 and you can no longer batch Chain Lightning and Earth Shock. The spec is definitely solid in 5s though, bringing that standard Shaman group-wide utility, and there's just more players on the field, and the chance you'll actually be able to play the game is much higher. So, does Enhancement fare any better? Yes, I'm happy to say it does. It's not without its issues, like, you know, having a mana bar, being vulnerable to being kited, having to choose between a slow or an interrupt through shocks, they don't have any hard CC, at least it can get some things done. Talents like the updated toughness and improved Ghost Wall help on the mobility side. You're still very reliant on Wind Fury procs to really put out damage consistently though. Like other Shaman specs, it's best to be on the offensive through Purge, Grounding Totems and Shocks to keep the pressure up. Is two-handed enhancement totally dead in PvP as well then? Actually, it can have its place, as can using a shield. You aren't just running around dual wielding all day. Two-handers can be really good for when you finally reach that Frost Mage and land one attack before he kites you for another 30 seconds, and shields can come in very handy when you're starting to get focused by melee and just waiting for peels or for your healer to be available. But much like with PvE, most of the time in PvP, you're going to be seeing Restoration Shamans. Here's an idea spec for you. If I have to describe Resto Shamans, I'd say they are fair. They have very clear strengths and weaknesses, and unlike the previous 2 specs, Restos are actually seen in a few high-level comps consistently. Retribution Paladin and Resto Shaman in 2s can be a real lethal combo, with their combined class synergy stacking up very well, or equally well in freeze comps with double melee cleaves like Ret Arms Resto. Wind Fury Totem is huge. They can make appearances in caster cleaves. Remember, Hero works in Arena, so a Frost Mage with Icy Veins up, and Hero is going to have under 1 second polycast, and just overall extremely high pressure openers. Strength-wise for the Resto Sham, Purge to keep pressure up, giving huge buffs to teammates through their utility. When you're in Ghost Wolf, you count as a beast, it's instant cast, so you can immune Zap, Grounding Totem, and interrupt with Earthshock. Very strong heals. So what are the weaknesses? You see, about those very strong heals, you need to cast them. They don't have a very good instant cast healing toolkit, and one interrupt totally cripples the entire class. You're relying on Earth Shield, Nature's Guardian procs, Nature's Swiftness, that's only once every 3 minutes though. Especially at lower gear levels, it's really easy to just get zerged down in a matter of seconds. You need good peels, the ability to dupe interrupts, and just generally to be able to outplay and stay cool under pressure. You could say as much for any healer, but I really think this goes doubly for the Shaman. Also, if you ever find yourself playing versus a Warlock and you do not have a Curse Dispel on your team, you're going to have a permanent Curse of Tongues running on you, and that is going to make your life so miserable. For melee cleaves, that is quite the problem, and is another reason you need to apply the pressure and aim to end
Definitely
the game
going
fast.
enhancement.
Overall, though, the arena representations for Shaman go something like Resto Enhance Elemental, and overall it doesn't have as easy a time as seeing high rating that other classes do, but it's still very possible. So let's finish up with some tier gear. Tier 4, Enhancement, the 2 set, 12 additional strength from totems. That sounds like something you get from a level 25 green item. The 4 set, 30 more damage on Stormstrike. I mean, I get Blizzard wanted to buff the hybrid classes, but they didn't exactly go overboard with this, did they? Restoration, 3 MP 55 green item, but it's still very possible. So let's finish up with some tier gear. Tier 4, Enhancement, the 2 set, 12 additional strength from totems. That sounds like something you get from a level 25 green item. The 4 set, 30 more damage on Stormstrike. I mean, I get Blizzard wanted to buff the hybrid DPS classes, but they didn't exactly go overboard with this, did they? Restoration, 3 MP5. 3. The 4 set, smaller cooldown on Nature's Swiftness, that's actually not bad. Elemental, 20 spell damage, that's a bit more reasonable than the other 2 we've seen so far, and a chance on crit to reduce the mana cost of next spell. Not bad. And it can still be a concern early on. Tier 5 Enhancement, 2 set gives you a chance to get an instant cast lesser healing wave. That's pretty solid actually. If nothing else to cast in the moment, it helps with your survivability a little bit. It's something. The 4 set is 5% more haste from your flurry proc. Really nice actually. Most of your damage will still be coming from auto attacks, so this is a big help. Restoration, smaller cost on lesser healing wave. Not the best. You shouldn't really be casting this too much. The 4 set a decent reduction on healing wave after getting a crit from another heal. It would be good, but it's once per minute, so not so much. Elemental, like Enhancement, better off heals, but you still have to cast them on the 2 set. As for the 4, it's like a reverse tier 5 mana refunds instead of reductions now. Tier 6 Enhancement, 2 set mana cost reductions. Mana shouldn't be as much of an issue anymore for you. The 4 set, some attack power after Stormstrike hits, albeit a relatively small amount. Resto though, here we go. Now this is a tier set. The 2 set, 10% cost reduction on chain heal. 4 set, 5% more heals on chain heal. This is what you want to see. Really powerful. Resto Shamans are going to be seeing a lot of use out of that chain heal button in TBC. Elemental, again, pretty nice, rather thematic 2 set, giving you some extra bonuses when you have all your totems up. They made something akin to this in actual talent in Legion as well, I believe, which I thought was really cool. The 4 set, more damage on your main spell, love to see it. Also, this set looks absolutely amazing, which means it's that time again, after having covered a good deal of how to leave, which I thought reduction on chain heal set. As for the 4, it's like a reverse tier 5 mana refunds instead of reductions now. Tier 6 Enhancement, 2 set like Enhancement, better off heals, but you still have to cast them on the 2 set. As for the 4, it's like a reverse tier 5 mana refunds instead of reductions now. Tier 6 Enhancement, 2 set mana cost reductions. Mana shouldn't be as much of an issue anymore for you. The 4 set, some attack power after Stormstrike hits, albeit a relatively small amount. Resto though, here we go. Now this is a tier set. The 2 set, 10% cost reduction on chain heal. 4 set, 5% more heals on chain heal. This is what you want to see. Really powerful. Resto Shamans are going to be seeing a lot of better use out of that chain heal button in TBC. Elemental, again, pretty nice, rather thematic. 2-set giving you some extra bonuses when you have all your totems up. They made something akin to this in actual Talent in Legion as well, I believe, which I thought was really cool. The 4-set, more damage on your main spell, love to see it. Also, this set looks absolutely amazing, which means it's that time again. After having covered a good deal of how the Shaman has changed and how it looks in the new TBC landscape, can we give the answer to the Shaman? Is it any better now? In PvE, hugely better, enormously, whilst you are...
You know what's important to a certain kind of high net worth individual in our club? Privacy. Privacy in a public space isn't a paradox. It's a product. One that we sell for a big return. And you know what interferes with that product? Some creepy little paparazzi grabbing candid shots of the cubicle door. Johan tracked down his address and cooked up a virus that'll torch any cloud backups of the photos. Go deliver it.
Bruh. A whole minute, you bitch. I lost a minute because of that stupid fucking talk. Oh, it's right there. Oh, no, it's not. At least we got this. Damn it, I always go in here. Ah!
Shamans in Classic, you can now add Enhancement and Elemental to that list. Although places will be more limited for the DPS slots, they should experience a much better quality of gameplay throughout the expansion on the PL season, which means it's that time again. After having covered a good deal of how the Shaman has changed and how it looks in the new TBC landscape, can we give the answer to the Shaman? Is it any better now? In PvE, hugely better, enormously. Whilst you were already happy seeing Resto Shamans in Classic, you can now add Enhancement and Elemental to that list. Although places will be more limited for the DPS slots, they should experience a much better quality of gameplay throughout the expansion. On the PvP side, Elemental takes a fall as we progress. There's no real two ways about it. Whilst Enhancement and especially Restoration continue to grow and I would say both improve moving from Classic. So overall, the majority is certainly positive feedback for the Shaman heading through the Dark Portal. There we go then, that's the Shaman. Anything you would add below, let me know. Oh, also if you'd like to support the channel moving forwards, places will be more limited for the DPS slots. They should experience a much better quality of gameplay throughout the expansion.
Hello?
The PvP side Elemental takes a fall as we progress. There's no real two ways about it. Whilst Enhancement and especially Restoration continue to grow and I would say both improve moving from Classic. So overall, the majority is certainly positive feedback for the Shaman heading through the Dark Portal. There we go then, that's the Shaman. Anything you would add below, let me know. Oh, also if you'd like to support the channel moving forwards, I am on Patreon, which I'll link below.
Man, not really convinced, but close the door. You fucking retarded garage. Ugh. Fucking stupid. I hate that. I hate that garage. Fucking damn it, man. My channel got nuked with whatever the fuck they changed, bro. Not a single view in 15 minutes. That really sucks for me, man.
Right fucking now. He's sending you the location.
What?
Hard on this asshole. Send a message and get the camera back to me.
What the fuck? Oops.
Are you fucking tripping? What's your fucking beef? Oh my god, oh shit! Oh shit, don't fucking kill me! Fuck's sake!
Bro.
You're screwed!
can go into my closet where all the other fucking skeletons. Seriously, it's getting crowded in there. Alright, so, what we got? The buyer's people want to keep an eye on this. They're gonna guide you from a helicopter. Go out, meet them, and signal you're there with a flare. Then follow the chopper and look out for their signal for where to make the drop. It's simpler than it sounds.
I thought they would go flying. What the hell? Fucking retard, get out of my way. I guess I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna level my mage up too. Could also do a rogue with Stinky. I don't know though. I don't know if I want to do a rogue in... Fucking stupid. Could have fucking just met them at the fucking drop-off point. But no. Gotta drive across the whole map. Cool. Done.
Minus the laundering fee. Tax man's gotta get something.
It's a big laundering fee, you fuck. Well, at least I can check all my stuff out here. Not yet. I only have $50, right? Yeah.
What's up, D?
Yo.
How you doing?
Alright, alright. What about you?
Pretty good. We're like way ahead in our class, so it's like every day we're getting out early.
Getting what? Every
We've
day?
been getting out early because Yeah.
Cool.